Blaq Hippie Radio.
Bring your A-Game Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host, Blaq Hippie, down here on this Throwback Thursday. Down here with Chicago legend and Northwestern's own Jitim Young.
Yes, sir. What's happening? Happy to be down.
Also, we got the homie Lavar. He done stepped away from the fire truck and came on down.
Yo,
what's going on, man?
Hey, we get it, man. We got a lot of topics to get into today.
If y'all missed yesterday's show, y'all can also go to the website, catch that out. Me and Lack, we talked about a few things. We talked about the McDonald's All-American. We talked LeBron. We talked the NFL new rule that they're about to adopt. I'm going to ask LeVar some more questions about that since he's the football man and get his opinion about that. Today, we talking LeBron James. We talking Michigan State. Yeah, the Dean done got caught up in that whole fiasco now, so we're going to talk that. A debate that Lack was talking about earlier that him and his people was having about Steph and LeBron. What, Steph versus LeBron? Is that what
most influential players in basketball. They had a top 25 on ESPN.
We talking OBJ. We talking Final Four. More about the Loyola
It was the Jordan and LeBron comparison.
Yeah, that was another one. That was a different conversation. But yeah, we'll touch upon that.
We talking more Loyola in Michigan. We talking NFL draft prospects. I know the homie LeVar want to talk about that. We're gonna set up a little segment for that where he gonna get his Mel Kipe on right here on Bring Your A-Game Sports Talk Radio. So when draft day come, man, we got that in the working, man. It's just gonna be a segment for him, and he gonna do his thing. He gonna break down and he got some real good insight, man. The brother really do some knowledgeable work, man. How y'all fellas week been going so far, though?
So far, it's been great. It's actually, it's went by. We got Easter coming up this weekend, so, looking forward to a great Easter holiday. But this has been a really relaxing week. It's went by fast. Mm-hmm. So it's good to be in a Playa Cave with the fellas, man, dropping this knowledge, man, and giving our fans what they were looking for.
Exactly.
Hey, going through some things on the family front, but hey, we come together, we pull through, and we become stronger than ever. But right now, got to make sure my other Bring A-Game family straight too, man. So you got to keep that going as well.
Yeah, we gotta we're gonna stand strong behind you and Rico.
Already
he having that problem with his knee.
Brother do for me?
he having a problem with his knee. Plus, one of his buddies didn't had a death, and they was
praying for you, Rico. Praying for you, brother.
So yes, big time.
That's part of the reason why he ain't here neither, man. He just needed some time to himself. The homie Corey C.L. Crockett, he had to work late. Uchi had to work, so y'all got to deal with us, man. We're gonna get into some music, then we come back, man. We're gonna kick it off and do it right. Like I said, y'all can call in 708-328-8923. Right now we recording on Facebook Live, but we also got a recording to where it's gonna go on YouTube. We're supposed to be at the Cigarette Lounge today. I keep saying cigarette. The Cigar Lounge.
Same thing.
The Cigar Lounge.
They do the hookah too.
Yeah.
Jameson undefeated.
We're supposed to be at the Cigar Lounge today, but, different plans. We'll be there next Thursday, and gonna go for it, man. Be back in y'all in a minute. Bring Your A-Game Sports Talk Radio.
It's Nova. It's Nova. It's Nova. It's Nova. It's Nova.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, hell of a goodbye, right? Waving bye to my mom and pops, teary-eyed, whipping in my drop top. Yeah. Nothing much to say, besides your son is okay. I'm making my own lane, I'm keeping warm with this flame I made. Hopefully, all the bullshit I put myself through won't be in vain. If it is, then I probably go insane. Kurt Cobain put the bevel to my head and put my finger on the trigger then. Probably just spin it as my great escape. People I'ma make away. Even if I'm not gonna be the greatest, I'ma make it till I semi-famous, or at least until my flows get recognized for elevating. The youth bringing truth to the few, hook a few still. Mama, I'm still ill, yeah. Papa, I'm still here. I promise that they will feel. Your boy, unless they don't, and then they will fear. This young God, turn the name Metropolis to Baghdad. Papa raise the broad mind. Everything I see and let the sun touches my land. Journey through the shadow of the light to find my own path. Keep it low key, build my own door. Open it up with my own key. That's the key. What you mean? Hold up. I remember this ain't really what it seems. This was nothing but a dream within a dream. Escape through poetry, but woe is me. Ain't even what I wrote since I've broken open emotions. Hold them back, though I know I'm in need of more exposure. My little cousin Jordan tried to warn me, but I told her, homie, I ain't even worried. I'ma get some notice, hopefully. Just don't you lose hope in me. Just don't you lose hope in me, please. Why'd you lose hope in me? Why would you ever just lose some hope in me? I be too dope, but why would you hope in me? I be too dope.
You did it, my nigga. I knew that you would. There was never a doubt about as to whether you could. The success of your efforts at times is yes, left me breathless. But in the same breath, don't let the hype get you feeling too reckless. Now, I'm not trying to kill the vibe or be a pessimist. I'm speaking to reassess where your head's at in this. May seem like bliss the way things have progressed, but do not just. Life will start throwing out some more tests. So that I ask you, Claude, do you think that you're ready to handle the curveballs life throws me? Make you feel unsteady. You doing school, 2 jobs, writing rhymes. Is it hard to keep you focused? I know distraction can swarm me like locusts. Now I know we both know this, and so I only can mention to double check that you hold fast to all your convictions. Don't get complacent, keep your pace and allured in by temptation by these victims who vivacious on some real shit. You made it with the work that you put in. You can soon be adjacent to those that you consider to be fucking amazing. So now that you're taking your first steps, let's see how much further you'll progress with this shit.
Back here. Bring your A-Game Sports Talk Radio. Sitting down here in the Playa Cave, just chilling on this Throwback Thursday, man. Down here with the homies, man. They are going back and forth. Sports show to it's about to jump into a battle of the sexes in a minute, man. These
My hot scotch.
man. But y'all know how we do. We sit down and talk Chicago sports and more. What y'all want to kick it off with first?
Hey, man. Let's get it. You got it, man. Hey.
Well, first, let's talk about this whole Michigan State ordeal. Now, you say it's some new information brewing up that the dean.
The dean, I forgot his name. He got implemented on the charges that Dr. Nasser did for the gymnast at the university for sexual assault. Turns out he had all those complaints and those reports made on his computer. And they wiped the computer and implemented him in the same thing with NASA. So now he's looking at to be indicted and carry a similar sentence because it comes off as a form of collusion and cover-up. So hindering prosecution in the meantime.
His name is William Strample.
William Strample, that's it. I forgot his name that quickly, but I know I had seen it, and they ran across this. They swiped his computers and everything at Michigan State. And so now he's going to start being implemented in that. So on another level, it's like as terrible as that is for athlete, for those women that went through that ordeal, it's like it brings a higher sense to the NCAA, how some of these universities they have that influence. But this is a university you're trusting your kids to go to, you know what I'm saying, once they get out of high school and move on to a higher form of education. And then on the sports front, where does that leave Tom Izzo in the downfall? Because it seemed like it's going to be a domino effect coming from the top down.
I was thinking about that whole Tom Izzo thing, and now that the Michigan Spartans are at the tournament, I know he's dealing with that now more. He hasn't really been in the media about it, but I know the conversations with him and with him, D'Antoni, and a lot of the people that was around Dr. Nasser, and even the athletic director that may or may not have knew in detail about it. Obviously, Tom Izzo couldn't speak about it during the season, but the last time we seen a situation like this was during the Penn State scandal. Mm-hmm. The guy from Penn State,
Jerry Sandusky,
2 apart,
sick bastard.
The legacy and the life. Because shortly after,
shout out to that program for getting
the bounce back.
Yeah, shout out to that program.
To Michigan, to Penn State is awesome. But man, we lost Joe Paterno because of that. Like Penn State was his lifeline, and you know, the lesson that we took from it is, if you find anything out within the staff, don't risk your legacy, don't risk your name, your reputation, your history,
Exactly.
your life for somebody else. Especially like somebody that's deciding to be sick and engage in these like ridiculous like activities and do these like just stupid, these like criminal things. At Michigan State, you know, NASA obviously is doing time now with the things he did, and the athletic director. So, you know, it's gonna circle back to Tom Izzo and D'Antoni real soon. So, you know, I just hope that they had zero knowledge of this. I hope that they did everything that they should have done. Because even when you go back to the Penn State scandal, Joe Paterno said he told the president and the athletic director what Sandusky did. They allowed him. They fired him, or they released him. They didn't fire him because it was quiet. They released him. They just said they're letting him go, and he's not going to be a part of the football program. But they still allowed him around the school premises and things like that. Yeah.
Now
Which is why all that stuff happened.
Now this dude Strample, he was the dean of the College of Osteopathic Medicine, oversaw the clinic where NASA worked. Now, part of the reason why he's being charged is saying that he neglected his duty to enforce examining room restrictions, meaning that when Nasir was handling them, he's supposed to have like a chaperone. He's supposed to have representation,
Right.
and he wasn't supposed to even touch in like
Women.
in the genital area
Right.
that close. You know,
sure.
you supposed to did your duty and go about your way.
It's like when police, like when you get checked, like the men check the men officers check the men officers, and the women officers always check the female that come in. And okay, I understand that.
And they saying, you know, he didn't comply with that, and this dude Nasir was able to commit like a host of, you know, sexual, vicious. I call him vicious.
You know what, I have so many questions behind this right now, because
But they say back in 2014,
Yeah.
they had a complaint and he overlooked that.
And here's the thing: if you're gonna compare this and bring Penn State in the conversation, why isn't Michigan State almost gonna be dealt the death penalty just like they did Penn State?
I
Because Penn
asked
State
that.
couldn't go to bowl games.
I asked that.
though.
I asked
when
that
we
at the
began
beginning.
when the story first broke like a few months ago.
That's one question. So that's the hypocrisy in it. And I'm saying sometimes you got backroom door deals. Now, if you're gonna sit here and ask my honest opinion, I think that was a ploy to get Joe Paterno out of there, because the last thing that university needed publicity wise by Joe Paterno being almost 90 years old was him dropping dead on the sidelines. That's my own personal belief. I think they said instead of having that fiasco, we'll follow our sword, come up with something to get him out of here. Okay, that's one end. This is a lot worse because it goes back almost 10 years with gymnasts, and because the doctor's been at school for over 25 years. So think about how long it has been going on that has not yet been reported. Okay, and so I tie this into sports because Tom Izzo is a future future Hall of Fame basketball coach.
He is in the Hall of Fame
Yeah.
already.
Now my question is, if you're Izzo, do you start entertaining other offers? Because other top universities are not going to have openings.
I say
so
no.
you start entertaining NBA
I
offers.
say no. You know why? And Hippie, we talked about this when, as you guys know, I'm a part of USA Basketball, and I'm on a panel that deals with people who's trying to get their coaching license back to have the USA name and support system behind their product, their brand, whatever state they in the United States. And I say that the connection I'm basically making is, if Tom Izzo begins looking for new jobs or begin trying to get out this situation, it's going to make it look worse.
Okay, but here's the thing. Joe Paterno got things was told to him. He took it through the proper channels, but yet he was the person that got punished the most out of the whole ordeal.
Because you got to think about it like this.
Penn State didn't lose no recruits. They
lost scholarships.
They probably lost scholarships.
They lost all their scholarships.
But they lost that, and they couldn't participate like in Final Fours and bowl
You got to
games
figure
like that.
this is the reason why they punished him so bad, man. they punished him bad because you got to look at Joe Paterno was 30 plus years in that organization.
Longer than that. He was in there since, what, the 60s?
So,
and the dude was in there along with him. And the stuff that was coming out
exactly.
having boys
So
that was